welcome to Lockdown Workshop. Right, what have we got today? The parts fairy's bin. Let's have a look. Not bad. Try and actually aim at what we're looking at this time because I missed it completely. I've just seen on one of the other videos. Right, new chain. That's not for the bike we're doing tonight. Some things for the parts washer. So I can put little bits in there. So they're tea infusers. They're actually a bit smaller than the ones I thought they were going to be. I was going to try and get some like musty ads, but to be honest, all the little screws and things will mainly go in there. Anything bigger than that doesn't need to go in there. These are for today's little challenge. Exhibit A. So you remember we did a bike a while back that had got a broken hanger? Well, it's not the same bike, but it's the same owner. They're a serial hanger breaker. So hang around and you'll see how we do it. But I'm here all week. So I ordered two. I managed to get two from one seller for the same price that everywhere else was selling one. And I've checked it, they are absolutely identical. In fact, I would actually go as far to say as potentially these are slightly better made than the originals. There is some question, I need to talk to the owner as well to find out whether or not this was a second-hand bike or whether it's new, because there's a few things that are weird on this. The way it's broken doesn't look quite right. Like it may have been straightened once before. And also it looks like there might have been some glue on it. So I'm wondering whether somebody has broken it before and tried to glue it back together. It was also ripped out of the frame. So that screw there goes into a like a riv knot kind of thing that's epoxied into the frame. Well, it had ripped that straight out, and that was on the back of there. And that's why that's a bit discoloured, because I had to get some heat on it to get it out. None of which I videoed, because I just needed to get that off quickly so I could get it ordered so we could do a video for this. And I wasn't in a position to set up the camera. I just nipped out in my dinner hour to grab it. So we got them. They were £19.99 each, or £17.99 if you bought two each. So that worked out at about £35, whereas everybody else was selling a genuine one of them for between $40 and $50, and in some cases $50 and $50 shipping. So we opted for the UK seller, genuine made in the UK, not Chinesian, aircraft grade CNC'd. So in theory, they should be better than that. That's for the other bike. We're doing this one tonight because potentially there's not a lot to do on this one. I've just got to put the hanger on, get the chain out of the bath, and then stick it back on the bike. So let's go and look at the bike. Let's see. I've already unclipped the derailleur. One thing we do need to check is just make sure the derailleur's not bent, because that's the only other unknown, but we won't know that until we put the thing on. Lovely bike, this. Carbon framed, proper cross-country racing bike. These are the mutts. LaPierrre, made in France, it says, I'm sure. RockShox Recon forks, good forks them. I had them on a bike. Yeah, it's a bit clean it was when it arrived because it was filthy. I know I don't clean bikes. I make an exception for this one because I don't mind this one coming in mucky, because I know it gets ridden to destruction, and it came straight off the race to here. So via a couple of weeks of waiting for it to turn up. Anyway, we'll get it in the mount. I've checked everything else. There's no head knock. The lockout doesn't appear to work. I'm going to ask about that, because that might be how it's intended to work. I'll be honest, I couldn't press down on it properly because I've broken the ribs in my back, which if you've been watching the other videos, you'll know about that, because every 30 seconds I was having contractions, basically. Anyway, I've given it a little clean up. I've cleaned the back block out. So there's nothing else to do with this other than get the chain back on and get the derailleur remounted, and then just check the gears are okay and just give it a once over. I'll need to check the brake pads. That's the only thing I haven't checked on this one, which they actually look okay. It's relatively new, this bike. I think she only got it last year, so, and I think she's only been racing on it, so she's not had a chance to absolutely destroy this one like she's destroyed the other one that's outside. and the XC that she destroyed last year that we had. That was the one that landed in the workshop and practically gave a sigh and fell to pieces. But we got it back together and it was as good as new. So the problem I've got at the moment is now I've got a bit of a cough. I'm a bit froggy, but I can't cough because if I can't cough, me my rib pops out. And I really don't want to go back into back spasming again, so we'll do a pathetic clearing of throat. Right, and I will try and do this with what's left of my good side, if I've got a good side. I do like Jerry's bites, I've got plenty of room to hang them up properly. Right then, let's stick you over here. See how the phonage is doing. We're doing for charge. Can I reach you over here? And we're recording. Right. Well, because I plugged it in, it has a bit of a wally. Oh, that's a bit of a back spasm. We don't want any of them. I'm not adding back spasms today. Right, it's a through axle. Probably 12 mil. As a rule, I always put the through axle back in just in case I knock the frame, but mainly so I don't lose the through axle. In fact, I'm going to need that out anyway. So I need to put the hanger on, don't I? Don't I? Just give that a quick clean off. So what is it? It's a 12, yeah. Feels a bit graunchy at the end. Might squirt a bit of rubbish down there. Don't think it matters. Thing is with these, they don't have to be tight. They're just there to sit there for the bearings to sit on, up and down, not side to side. So as long as it doesn't slide out of the frame, that's nice and clean now. Oh, right. Where's them hangers gone? When you boxed yourself in with the tripod and you can't reach. Could have just used the tripod. Right, now I'm having to work at a funny angle now because you've gone and stood yourself right in front of me, haven't you? Let's get some more of the... God, Wayne will be having a fit when he sees this. I don't clean bikes. I've got to make sure that this sits properly though. So I don't know if you can see in there. That's the frame mounting. So what I had to do was actually epoxy that back in. Again, you missed that. So it's just a two-part epoxy. If you're in the UK, we call it Araldite. It's been around for donkey's years. Anything would have done. I mean, I could have used JB Weld, anything like that. The main question now is, have I got any of it in the thread? Because if I have, we've got a few issues. I mean, it might not have even glued because I do think that this had been broken before Jerry trashed it. So that screw, when I had a look, that was absolutely full of mud in there, and it looked like it had been there a while. So you don't want to over tighten them because they are there just to keep that hung there while your bike's got the wheel off in the back of the car. There is a little ridge on the inside of this mounting there that sits inside there just slightly and beds onto the nut that's encapsulated in the frame. So there's a metal collar in there, and then there's a collar with a screw thread in there, and then the ridge on the back of this presses hard up against that, so that there's no lateral forces on the frame at all if you over tighten it. Right, so all we've got to do now is put this on, and then we just need to give it a quick visual just to see if we've got any issues. Let's try another one. That's good. So just wiggle that out while I was jiggling it up and down. Right. Using very thin casing on those nowadays. Mind you, I guess if most of it's inside the frame, it doesn't need to be particularly beefy. These are in a bit of a state. It took me ages to clean them out. Right, so first inspections, it doesn't look like anything is broken. I think the only thing you need to be careful of with these is that you've got to take the wheel off, you have to lock it in there, because otherwise you can't get the wheel on and off. Right. I'm not happy about that. I think that's coming out. Or it is me just wiggling it around. I don't think that's fastened in there at all. I think if I just wriggle that around, that's coming out. Yep, that's not. Right, so we need to mix up some more araldite. That's not. I didn't put enough on. That was my worry actually, that it was in that much of a mess. It has. Great. It has got a thread on the back of it. So there's supposed to be a load of thread there that grips onto the frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some more araldite. Yeah, the araldite's not actually fastened to this either. So like I said, I think there's a whole load of muck got inside there. And I don't think I put enough araldite on as well. So we'll clean this off and we'll mix up some more araldite and then we'll put it in again and have another go. If that doesn't work and it comes out again after it's left, I might try some JB Weld because that's more aggressive. Let's see what I did last time anyway. So I'll pack a bit more into the hole, which is what I didn't do last time. I just put it on the threads and hope that there was enough thread left to coat with it. We'll have to clean that off the surface because we don't want to glue the thing to it. And then I need to find the. So, as I said, there's an Allen key hole in the middle of this to actually screw it in. There we go. Right. Flipping araldite on my fingers. It's not the best stuff to get stuck all over your fingers. Right. Nope. That's That's not the right one. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's that one. Right. You have to be a bit careful here now, because there's actually quite a bit of tension on this. So we'll get it in. And then we will try and sneak this up behind it. So let me get ending tears now. What's it doing up there? That might make life a bit easier. I could have sworn that was a 5. Oh no, that was a 6. Right then, so hopefully that should now glue in place. See if the soup's finished cooking. That really does smell in there now. Right, so this is the chain. I didn't check the chain, which was a bit of a mess of me, but I wasn't in much of a position to check it because the chain was hanging around on the side with the derailleur, to be honest. So we'll just get a quick wipe off and then we'll get the chain gauge on it. Looks to come up alright anyway. It's fairly decent. XRAM PC, SRAM PC1. Is there any order of direction for this one? Nope, same markings on both sides. Right. It's not the best way to test this because it is not under the tense spring of the derailleur. Oh, fuck's sake. So this one's gone as well. Right, just on the cusp. So I haven't got a chain for this. And it's a PCX1. So we need to find a chain for this as well. So I didn't need to bath it. Right, that's an early bath for this one then. Looks like I get to knock it off. What I will do though is we'll just stick it on anyway, just to check the derailleur itself isn't knackered. No, I had it right. I had it right first time. Well, I would have it right if I'd got it in the funny little groovy thing. I hate these chain feeders. I'll get it the right way over that one. It's an 11, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Which means that one must be the one we're looking for. We will mainly be looking for that one. Direction of travel goes that way. I do like the little stopper thing they have on these SRAMs that allows you to take the tension off the chain. It's quite a good idea, that, even if it won't come on. I think it's in. God, these long teeth are a flipping nightmare. Turns out the chain stretched as well, of course. Right, I can get a proper M check now. That bearing sounds a bit grumbly, but it's I've already seen it's a Shimano hub. Shimano hubs generally are grumbly. should be an adjuster on here somewhere. Yeah, just wanted a slight adjustment. Yeah, spot on now. Right, so we will get a PC, whatever it is, chain ordered up for this one, and I'm in for an early bath with this one now. Bit of a chain, but it's essentially back together. I'll just check she wants me to get a chain for her. I'll just check the brakes out as well. Yeah, they look okay. No, they're okay. There's plenty of meat on them. It's at least 3 mil. So that's all right. We'll just knock it off. I can't see any issues with the derailleur. It looks fairly straight. There's no sign that it's bent or anything. It's in a straight line. There's a little bit of a gap there, but I think that they're supposed to be like that. That's straight. I think it's like the autogras. The outer cage head has a slight sculpting to it. I think what it does is it puts it under some tension. It puts it under a bit of tension, so it keeps vibrations down. But everything else looks like it's in a straight line where it should be. So I think we're pretty good there. I'll just sort out a chain if Jenny wants me to get it, and then this one can go out the door. All wheels fine. Right, we'll bring you back when I have parts. When I find out where I've put me the parts fairy has delivered. Right, let's crack on. Keep that so we can give it as a spare link. Get the old one off. Watch your fingers. You know the drill. This is where I fail several times to measure a chain. So we'll get that one stretched out. And this one stretched out. Oh, this feels nice and gloopy. I think it's 110 links, so we might have a few links to take out of this one. Of course, I haven't got the chain device in my hand. There we go. There's that one we want to get out. Don't want to let it go, or we'll have to do it all over again, like we did last time, about 22 times. Try not to drag it in the floor. Very nice satisfying crack as it goes through. Drive the pin all the way out. Alright. So I can find a better way to feed this than I fed it last time. Right. So I've got to be careful not to ping it, otherwise it's going to take my fingers off. Rather spectacularly. But no. Let's do it from the top. Actually, I've checked if there's a direction on this. Should be the same as the other one. It's a slightly different chain. You cannot get the PCX1 chain anymore, it appears. People that are selling it are selling it for about 60 quid, which rather suggests that everybody knows you can't get it now. Now this is, SRAM claim this is a standard replacement chain. Interestingly, this was the chain that was on the 10-speed bike, this exact model of chain. So I'm not entirely sure why that was on the 10-speed bike. So I suspect somebody put the wrong chain on, as you do. Right. I get my new clips. Direction of travel is that way. Oh, that was a proper spasm, that. Come on. Fiddly fiddly. The trouble is with these SRAM ones, you get one side on and then you can't get the other side on. Right. Just caught it. The other chain was making a run for it. So. Nice. Right, I call that a win. We can send that one down the road. So I have to tell her to be careful if she takes the back wheel out. That she might, that might come loose. I will try and remember to give it a check before tomorrow. Nice squishy tyres, running tubeless. Right then, let's crack on. We'll hopefully get the parts for the other one either tomorrow or on Saturday. And that's mainly sticking a chain on it, sticking some brake pads on it and doing some tubeless, but this looks like it's going to be a nice short one. Job's a good one.